Amber has just arrived in Cleveland from Mexico. Her mother has recently died, and she's undocumented, carrying only what fits in a single suitcase. She works long hours at a sewing factory, saving for fake ID papers so she can live and work legally. Looking for somewhere cheap, she answers an ad for a room in an old boarding house. The building is huge but run down, the kind of place where every hallway seems too quiet. Red, the landlord, meets her at the door. He's polite but firm. Rent is cash up front. She hands over most of her savings and moves into a small upstairs room. That night, the creaking walls and faint voices through the floor keep her awake. She notices strange things in unused rooms, dusty artifacts, ritual masks, and paintings of a dark stone box surrounded by suffering figures. She dismisses it, thinking it's just creepy decor in an old place. One evening, she sees a man at the end of the hallway, banging his head against a door over and over. This is Becker, Red's reclusive brother. Red later tells her Becker has problems and to keep her distance. At work, she gives her remaining savings to a co-worker who promises to get her ID papers. Days pass. The woman never returns. When Amber presses her boss for information, he refuses and fires her. Now she's broke, jobless, and without the documents she desperately needs. That night, the strange noises escalate. She hears whispers calling her name, and fleeting shadows pass her doorway. Ghostly women appear in the hall, vanishing before she can react. Frightened, she goes to her cousin Beto and asks to stay with him. He refuses. He doesn't want trouble with immigration. Out of options, she calls Red from a payphone, demanding her deposit back so she can leave. Red agrees to meet her at a diner. At the diner, he says he'll give her the money, but she has to come back to the house to get it. Reluctantly, she goes. When they arrive, there's no money. Becker appears with wine, insisting she drink. She refuses, but he forces a sip on her. Later, two Romanian women from the house, Petra and Maria, knock on her door. Nervous, they reveal they've both been having disturbing dreams about a black stone box. Petra sings softly to calm Amber, and she drifts into an uneasy sleep. She wakes to find Red and Becker in her room. They grab her and drag her down the hall. The Romanian women are also restrained. Amber fights back, lunging at Red, but Becker slams her against the wall. Just then, Beto arrives, having changed his mind about helping her, but Becker knocks him out instantly. The brothers carry Amber to the basement. The air is damp, lined with shelves of bones and ceremonial masks. At the center is the black stone box from the paintings. Its surface is carved with strange symbols. Red explains their father was an archaeologist who brought the box from Mexico in the 1960s. Inside lives an ancient being that demands sacrifices, always women. In return, it heals the sick and grants vitality. After their parents' deaths, Becker continued the ritual, convinced the creature was keeping him alive. Becker ties Amber to a stone slab in front of the box and opens the heavy lid. Darkness pours out. The box rumbles as something moves inside. Amber screams and strains at her restraints until her wrists bleed. Upstairs, Beto regains consciousness, finds the basement, and frees her, but she's suddenly pulled into a vision. She's back in her apartment in Mexico. Her sick mother begs her not to leave. From the shadows emerges the creature, a huge, moth-like being with skeletal arms and twitching antennae. It grips her head with clawed hands. The vision twists. She sees herself strangling her mother. When her mother dies in her hands, the creature retreats into the box, and the basement snaps back into focus. Upstairs, Red and Becker prepare Petra for sacrifice. Amber grabs a macuahuitl, an Aztec weapon edged with obsidian, from a study. She strikes Red, slashing his chest. Becker attacks, throwing Petra over the railing to her death. He lifts Amber by the throat, choking her, but she swings the weapon into his neck. Blood sprays as she strikes again and again until he's dead. Panting, she drags the wounded Red to the basement, ties him to the altar, and steps back. The box opens. The moth creature emerges and silently leans over Red. His screams cut short as it bites off his head in one motion. The body twitches, then falls still. The box closes. Amber's twisted ankle is suddenly healed. A small moth lands on her hand, and she lets it stay. Her veins pulse darkly under her skin, just like Becker's. She glances at the basement one last time before walking away, her face unreadable. The screen fades to black.